Hello everyone! Who wants to sit down and listen to me talk about me destroying my skin for the next I don't know how many minutes? Thank you so much, MeUndies, for sponsoring today's video. MeUndies exists to help you feel good. I've been wearing MeUndies for about a year now, and they are by far my most comfortable pair of underwear. As soon as they're out the wash, I am putting them on me. They genuinely make the perfect holiday gift, whether for friends, family, hey, for myself, treating myself. It's like such an easy gift to give. They have so many fun and cozy prints. I personally like some of the more silly ones. Amity Island is a personal favorite for me. And then sometimes I like to go a little bit more basic with a classic heather gray. The MeUndies signature super soft micromodal fabric. It's breathable, it's stretchy, so comfy, making for cloud level comfort. I know you know what it's like to wear uncomfortable underwear. Don't lie to me. You will not have that problem with MeUndies. With over 30 million pairs sold and 90,000 five-star reviews and a problem-free philosophy, that means if you don't love your first pair, it's on them. MeUndies are also sustainably made, so holiday giving can feel good and do good. And the Match Me line lets couples and friend duos coordinate their loungewear game, while the holiday collection brings seasonal joy to your softest layers. Knock out your holiday gifting needs with MeUndies. To get exclusive holiday deals and up to 50% off, go to MeUndies.com/Nicole and enter promo code Nicole. That's MeUndies.com/Nicole, promo code Nicole for up to 50% off. Thank you, MeUndies! You guys like my background? It's what it normally looks like. I just picked up the photos for season 4 today. I'll talk about this series soon, but that's not the focus of this video. You can probably tell from the title and from the thumbnail, like what this video is about. And maybe if you've been following me for a while, or especially like on my Instagram, because I do kind of talk about it on my Instagram quite a bit. I've been struggling with skin picking for a long time. Long. At least middle school or high school. Don't look too close. No, actually look close. Look closely. It's okay. This is my skin right now. I know to some people, you might be like, Nicole, that's really not that bad. The thing that is that bad though, is that I woke up with completely clear skin. I did all of this literally this morning. Like fully woke up, went to a workout class, had breakfast, and before I showered, I just couldn't keep my little fingers away from my fucking face. Anyway, I want to talk about it because I never made a whole dedicated video to skin picking, but I've obviously made a lot of videos about OCD in general, which, hi, if you're new here, I have OCD. This is the NYX NYX. No, it's not. I never say NYX. Why would I even say that? It's the NYX Plump Right Back. Anyway, I debated making this video because I'm like, nobody's gonna care about me talking about my skin picking, but hey, maybe somebody will. This hurts really bad. Like just touching it, I'm like, ow. Yeah, no, I woke up with completely clear skin and I do struggle with skin picking and it's part of my OCD. It's something that I'm like, going back and forth and back and forth. I made an Instagram story a while back about how I use the I Am Sober app on my phone, which as of right now, wow, 3 hours. Okay, let's give myself some credit. 3 hours and 45 minutes. Wow. I just posted on my Instagram that like to kind of help motivate me to stop picking at my skin, I use the I Am Sober app to like keep myself accountable. There were some people who responded, like a few. It was a few. And it was like, men, they don't fucking get it. No, not that men can't skin pick, but the men who do follow me on Instagram, not all of them, but a decent chunk of them, I'm like, what are you doing here? What's happened? Why are you following me? Like, it doesn't seem like you like me at all. So some of the men responded and they're like, that's really insensitive to use the I Am Sober app. Some people deal with real addictions. I Am Sober app gives skin picking an option. Like that's automatically, I'm pretty sure they can make custom ones, how free you are from certain things. Skin picking is one of them. But sure, like yes, of course it's not a real addiction because if you don't struggle with it yourself, then like you won't fucking get it. I've never used any of like the skin blurring filters or anything. One time I did by accident for an ad read, use the skin blurring filter because I got a new camera and I was like, oh, who is that? I felt AI. And so this is it. This is my skin. Woke up completely clear. Every tiny little red mark that you see is a result of me digging my nails into my skin because OCD tells me that I have to feel better, and it comes up when I'm the most stressed and when I'm not sleeping the best. It may come as a shock as this is like my 6th, 7th video coming out this month. I am a little tired. I am a little tired. I am. Hey, I am. Next I'm going out with the House Labs Triclone Skin Tech Foundation. Today I'm basically just doing a skin look that I do to like help me cover up all the redness and like help me feel confident after some of my worst picking. Not that you have to cover it up. You do not have to cover up your skin, but covering up my skin with makeup sometimes helps me because then I can't go to the mirror in the middle of the day when I like go to the bathroom or anything, and then I can't pick up my skin because I'm wearing makeup, obviously. And then I also feel a little bit more confident because I'm not constantly reminded like, hey, bitch, look what you just did to your face. Look at you when you were just standing in the mirror and you just couldn't help your little grubby paws from digging into your skin. Actually, first I'm gonna do eyebrows. This is what I use to hold my makeup right now. It's from Say. And then I have like a little bag of stuff. This is like my Project Pan stuff, like things that I am really trying to finish up that I just don't seem to see at the end of day. Like, finish! Enough! Start off with eyebrows first. And of course, I'll have everything linked on my Shop My if you want to do this look, but you don't have to. But sometimes I feel like talking while doing my makeup is better. But you know what I'm not gonna do? Talk about true crime while doing my makeup. So I kind of posted on my story a few weeks ago that I am trying to wear press-on nails because I find that when I just wear my natural nails, I'm more inclined to pick at my skin. And then also I would cut them down like super short. That didn't stop me either. And then I use tools sometimes, but not like skin picking tools, like not like the professional kind or not like the ones that you can find at Ulta or like Home Goods, because Home Goods always has skin picking tools. What is that about? But instead, no, like I will use household objects. Like I am ashamed to say some of the things that I would use to pick at my skin. When I lived back at home, I used rusty razors. Like I just did. Like that's how desperate it would get. Now, like when I'm in a good, calm and conscious mind, like I'm thinking clearly, I'm like, I would never do that. And then in the moment, you'll like use anything. I was even talking about how I have considered before buying skin picking tools, like actual skin picking tools. I used to have them and I got rid of them. That was part of like something that I had to do as part of ERP and OCD therapy. And I was like, well, it's harm reduction. I like famously have told this story before on my podcast. That one time I told my boyfriend Adam that I'm thinking about getting a skin picking tool because it's like harm reduction. Like, hey, I'm gonna do it anyway. Might as well be safe about it and not use a rusty razor. I didn't end up getting one again. Part of me, especially today, really considers going out and buying like professional medical grade tools, like scalpels, lancets. I heard lancets are a thing. Like I'll watch skin popping content online and sometimes they use lancets and I'm like, I need it. But I know that's not good for me. I know that's not good for me. Okay, now going on with my foundation. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, my nails. And for a while, like doing the fake nails, it really did kind of help because I was like, oh wow, like it doesn't give the same sensation because you can't feel your skin as much. And so it wouldn't give the same like level of satisfaction, I guess you could say. So even with the fake nails, nonetheless, she persisted. It's gonna be someone really iconic who said that. Nevertheless, she persisted. Nevertheless, she persisted. It's a phrase that became a feminist rally cry in 2017 after being used by Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell to describe Senator Elizabeth Warren. Nevertheless, she persisted. Mitch McConnell. That's Mitch McConnell? Mitch McConnell said nevertheless she persisted? This is news to me. That's what I thought Mitch McConnell was. Anyway, I have worked around it and unfortunately I am back deep in the trenches. The longest I've gone without picking at my skin was I think 9 days. Just awesome. Like that's great. In terms of OCD, I do like to talk about my OCD because although I'm not like a solely OCD channel, I obviously do openly talk about having OCD and how it affects me because maybe you might have OCD, you don't know if you have OCD, you're thinking maybe I have OCD, maybe I should go get tested, maybe you're considering it, and like that is exactly the content that I wish that I watched when I was younger because I think I would have gotten diagnosed a lot sooner than like 22 or however old I was when I got diagnosed with OCD finally. So that's why I'm so passionate about talking about OCD actually. I am giving myself acne essentially because I am picking at my skin and obviously your hands are not clean despite how much you wash them. No, literally just like creating open wounds in your skin. Not healthy, bacteria spreads. We know this. We literally know this. Okay, one of the reasons why I feel like there's this like added pressure for me when it comes to skin picking, and that's because one of my biggest sponsors for my job, because this is my job, this is my career, YouTube is my career, and I love it so much, bless my chungus life. I'll talk about that soon because that somehow plays an important role into all of this. I'm not even joking. I have been working with Curology for many, many years now. I've obviously gone through ebbs and flows of what skin picking looked like to me and how bad it got and everything. And it's not always. In general, like my OCD right now, I'm in a really good place. Like I'm really genuinely in a good place when it comes to my OCD. This is probably like my biggest symptom. Where did my upper lip go? This is like where my biggest kind of thing that I'm struggling with is. If anything, I'm doing a lot better. I got a new doctor and we both agreed that I'm ready. And it's been a long time goal of mine to go down on my Prozac. And I have officially gone down for the first time in I think like maybe 2 years or so, which I'm really, really happy about because I was kind of like on the maxed out dosage for my height and weight. So that's awesome. Like I'm extremely proud of myself and I feel like I've been handling it really, really well. This is kind of just like the biggest stressor. And like in terms of my life in general, I'm doing really, really well. I feel like I'm trying to convince somebody. I'm like, I'm doing really, really well. No, I really am. Like looking at my life and where it was literally a year ago, she was not doing well. She just moved to New York. I think like literally, like it's November 18th when I'm filming this. I think I moved to New York November 15th. I was in a really, really, really rough place mentally. Somebody in my family was sick, very sick. It brought up a lot of PTSD, to be honest. It brought up a lot of anxiety. My OCD was kind of at its worst. Right now, I'm like really looking forward to seeing my family for Thanksgiving. I'm planning on going home for like a week and just relaxing and not working and spending time with them. I'm so excited for that. Last year, we didn't get to do Thanksgiving because this family member was sick. And instead, I literally was at the hospital and it sucked, but like we were just so grateful that we obviously were with this person. That being said, this time last year I was doing really, really awful in so many facets of my life. I'm so happy. I love my job. I love what I do like more than ever. I've been saying this is kind of like the most busiest and stressful month of my life, like work related, but God, I'm like so lucky that it is. Like it's such a good thing. I'm not complaining about it at all. It is just a statement like, God, I'm busy. Being able to do the Stranger Things series, absolutely love it. Even though it's like seen as like a children's show, it's very near and dear to my heart because of the mental health messaging behind it. And I don't think I've like really touched on that in my videos, but there are certain scenes from the show that genuinely make me cry, like why this show means as much as it does to me, and it helped me at a really, really, really terrible point in my life where I was struggling with OCD. I just hold things like that, like very closely to myself, like pieces of media that have really, really helped me during a time where I needed it. And this is like one of those examples. And so being able to do all these videos, like I'm doing a recap every single season for this show, I feel so lucky that I have like the opportunity, the energy to do that, like the money to like produce these videos. Like I'm filming and editing them myself and buying the posters, obviously. I feel so lucky that I'm able to. And then don't even get me fucking started on like being invited to the premiere. Like I feel so lucky. I don't even mean blessed in like a religious sense. Like I just genuinely feel really grateful for like everything that is happening in my life right now. Believe me, I don't take it granted, not even for a second. Truly, like every single day, I feel like I'm just like, I can't stop talking about how grateful I am. But with that being said, OCD doesn't give a fuck. OCD doesn't care. I don't give a fuck. OCD doesn't care, you know, how good all these things are doing. And usually like, you know, the worse that, you know, your sleep is or your higher your stress is, like OCD can get worse. My stress is high. Even though I'm like really happy in my life, morale is high, stress is high as well. I'm sleepy. I'm really tired. I had family visiting for a little bit. So happy, so grateful, bless my chungus life. All these facets of my life are just like going so incredibly well for me. It's just bound that something, especially with my OCD, like it's going to flare up. That's just how OCD symptoms work. Like things just do flare up. That's why I talk about a lot taking care of your physical self, because like when your sleep is low, your OCD can get worse. Also, I'm getting my period for the first time in 3 months. It's supposed to be like that. Don't worry. But also around this time, like my mental health would also be really low. And I'm really grateful. I feel like I'm doing really fucking well until I stand in front of a mirror for like genuinely like 45 minutes to an hour and I'm like, hey. Like the other night, I was about to go to bed and Adam was already almost asleep. He's like, wow, you took so long. And I was like, yeah, and my whole face is like bloody. He didn't know that I was doing that. And it feels like a dirty little secret when I am doing it. I feel like I'm like sneaking away, like to do something that feels so, I don't know the right word for it, embarrassing, sneaky. I'm ashamed. I feel like I'm like literally at church confessing to the priest right now. What I'm trying to say with this all is, I do think sometimes about how like when stressful occurrences happen, I think to myself like, wow, I'm handling this so much better than I would have been before in my life. Like I really feel like I'm handling this so much better than like 2023 Nicole would have handled this. This is like one of those examples, like being really, really busy with work and really busy with travel and friends and family and trying to be a good friend, be a good girlfriend, be a good family member, like be a good YouTuber, be all these things and taking care of my mental health. Like I feel like I'm doing a pretty okay job. at managing it all. And if this is my one thing, let me have it. No, I'm kidding. Like, if this is my one thing that I'm really struggling with, then I'm grateful, because there's been times where my mental health has gone through a lot worse because I've been going through a stressful and tumultuous time. I love working with Curology. This video is not sponsored by Curology. I have loved working with Curology for so many years. And I remember whenever I would start picking at my skin again, I'd feel really, really insecure because I always really prided myself on that I would not wear makeup in any of my Curology ads, which I have not. And I have not. I think my very first one, I like wore mascara in it and I did my brows, which I don't know why I did that now. And that was like 6 years ago. I take a lot of pride that I do not wear makeup in those ads. And I'm like, how the fuck am I supposed to get on here with my skin looking the way that it is and be like, this skincare product is great, because it is great. I'm the problem. I am the problem because I am destroying my skin for the sole reason of my brain tells me to, and I feel like I need to fix something that is not there, and I need to literally get rid of every single thing that is inside my pores, even if there is nothing left, even though it's completely normal to have, I don't know, fucking material substance in your pores because you're a human being. I can tell myself all these things, but then in the moment, I succumb and I am picking at my skin like a mad woman. I'm like, ah. So I would like literally coordinate skin picking with Curology ads and be like, okay, I'm allowed to pick when I'm done with this ad, but I need to hold out because I can't have people think that this is giving me acne, because it's literally not. And at this point, my Curology treatment is not treating current acne or anything. My Curology treatment is literally helping cure scarring that I am causing myself from skin picking. And I don't want to be at this place anymore. I've been really struggling with it for like the last few months, and it ebbs and flows, and I don't take photos of myself nearly as much anymore. Like, oh, boo-hoo, you don't fucking take pictures. I do, but like, I just am not a confident version of myself. I feel stuck. It fucking blows. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up. I'm like, well, some people are gonna be like, it's not that bad. I know it's bad. This shit hurts, and it's taking up a lot of time. And for what am I doing? I'm like looking at myself in the mirror like, bitch, what are you doing? This all actually started when I was younger, though, with biting my nails. I used to bite my nails down to the nub and like pick up my cuticles. Having the press-ons obviously helped so much because I can't do that. Well, I do try and bite the plastic. I do. It doesn't give the same effect, but I do try and do that. And I did do, when I was in Philly, I used to have a nail tech and loved her. I moved here to New York and I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna do my own nails because I usually just get one color anyway. So I'm just gonna do my own builder gel, and I have nice builder gel. I have like nice products and everything to do my nails, and I would do them, and then like 2 days later or 3 days later, or when I would get stressed out, I would just peel them off with my teeth. This entire video is like, I have an oral fixation, and I've never tried a cigarette in my life, and I never will, because I wouldn't even be addicted to the actual cigarette smoking. It's the oral fixation. Like, somebody needs to give me a pacifier stat. Also, sometimes I will cover up certain scars, specifically this one, because that's a reoccurring one, and I'll try and lighten it, and I'm like, that's not a scar, that's a beauty mark. Well, of course. I used to never wear full foundation. Like, I never wore a full coverage foundation before. Like, I never liked it. And now it's kind of like the only thing that makes me feel really comfortable in my skin. So that sucks. Speaking of bless my chungus life, because I told you that this was going to come back around. Bless my chungus life. Fuck my chungus life. Love saying that. I think it's so fun. I think it's so stupid. I think of Amber Alexander all the time. I don't know if she's ever said that, but I just feel like that's something that she would say. And so when everyone started saying fuck my chungus life, well, Adam brought up a really good point, and he's like, no, bless your chungus life. And I'm not even joking. I'm not joking. I wish that I was joking right now. I'm not kidding. Just changed my perception on everything. This morning, I couldn't get out of bed because I was so exhausted, so tired. I had a solid core class to go to, and I really didn't want to go. I was so close to just canceling it. Like, that's how bad I really did not want to go out until like the 35-degree weather. I was sleepy. I was tired. I was like, God help me. I haven't slept in like a month. But then I was like, no, you know what? You can have an early night and you're going to feel better after you go. Bless your chungus life. Like, I was just repeating that to myself. Bless my chungus life. Bless my chungus life. And it is so true. Bless my chungus life. I'm so grateful for it. Truly. I know it might sound like I'm like fucking with you guys. I'm being so dead ass right now. Bless my chungus life. Bless my chungus life for all it has given me. I'm so genuinely, eternally grateful. When I was on Trisha's podcast, crazy fucking thing to say, by the way, I read a comment on there before I stopped reading comments because, hey, I do have to stop reading comments nowadays. Bless my chungus life that I am at this point on with my career on YouTube that I do have to stop reading comments. Bless my chungus life. It's almost kind of like mashallah, but like bless my chungus life. Somebody commented like, you know, I came back from a hard day at work and I just listened to this influencer being like, I love my perfect life and my life is so great and I love it and I'm so eternally grateful for everything that I have and how frustrating that is. And I'm like, you know what? And I totally understand that, especially if you are not the happiest or like if something's going on in your life. I can't really be anything but really grateful for the things that are happening right now. So I will be annoying and count my blessings, because there's nothing to complain about. I'm not even gonna pretend that there's like a lot to complain about, except the actions to my own skin, which like, fuck my chungus life for that, you know what I mean? There's powder in my eye. Trying to give myself grace, and also trying to remember I did just go down in my medication, which long term gonna be really nice for my liver. I'm sure that my liver, probably I think also my kidneys, will be thanking me for going down in my medication. That is not something to ignore. Like, that's a really, really great accomplishment on my part for really sticking to therapy, really applying it in my life, really taking care of myself. And me going down to medication could potentially cause for some symptoms of my OCD to obviously be triggered and come about again, you know? But I can give myself at least some grace. I'm trying to, that, hey girl, it's not the end of the world. You're really trying your best. You are trying your best. I fear we are at the time though where I have to get rid of some things from my bathroom, like bobby pins. Yeah. I don't know what else, but things are, because I don't want to get creative, but there was a time I banned myself from bobby pins for like a year. I didn't use bobby pins at all. Like, if this hair was sticking out, sucks for you, bitch. You lost all privileges of bobby pins because of what you use them for. I might have to go back to that, to be completely honest. Also, there's just something so special about using Rhode products along with Rare Beauty products. It's like, hey, let's come together. Let's make peace, not war. It's like that video of somebody picking up their coffee at the Chamberlain coffee shop. Their role model was playing. Make peace, not war. Hey, here's a crazy idea. I'm a Chamberlain as Sally for one of Role Model's concerts. Olivia Rodrigo gets arrested by Sabrina Carpenter at one of her concerts. Make peace, not war. A lot of people, when I first moved to New York, first of all, I did move middle of November. It was extremely cold, gonna continue to be extremely cold. And I was really depressed because of my circumstances, but also seasonal depression. This is like one of those scenarios where I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, I'm handling this a lot better than I once did before. I'm really, really proud of myself. But I'm taking that into account again now that it's getting cold. It's 4 o'clock right now. Where is the sun? Like, it's fully dark out soon. Like, this could have been 8 p.m. like 2 months ago. And I'm trying to fight back against seasonal depression with all my might. I'm literally not kidding. Nobody wants to be seasonally depressed. Trust me, nobody does. I fear OCD severely. I saw myself in like my worst ruts ever. The people around me have seen it. I think I'm so scared of going back to that place because I've been in such a good place that I'm like actively trying to outrun it. And I want to so bad, especially when it comes to seasonal depression, being in a city. Everybody kept telling me when I moved to New York, though, like, just wait until the spring. Wait until the spring. Live through a summer. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be so happy that you live in New York. And I am. I'm so genuinely, like, I was even happy back then, but it was just more so that it felt like this like perpetual sadness would never end. And it did. It did go away. Also, my situation got better. My family member got healthy again. Things got better in general. It wasn't an overnight process, but sometimes I really didn't think that I would make it out of this. And then there's other times where I'm like super happy as well, and really happy in my life right now, where I'm really scared of, oh no, is it all gonna go downhill really soon? And I'm just like kind of holding out hope that it doesn't go bad right in front of me and I like lose all control of that. This video turned into a lot more about mental health than I anticipated. I obviously knew that I was gonna be talking about mental health to a certain aspect because skin picking revolves heavily around my mental health. I try and like Mr. Roger-ify all my videos to a certain extent. Like, hey, here's a positive outcome at the end. I kind of always did that with my videos. I'm like, what is the learning lesson that we can learn from this? I try my best. And truly my only lesson from this video is bless your chungus life. I'm kidding. I wish I had more advice. I mean, like, truly try some of the things that I said that did work for me and sometimes still do work. Like, you know, doing fake nails, getting rid of those skincare tools, like the skin picking tools and stuff. You know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I'll find like watching online on TikTok professional skin picking videos will kind of like ease the urge for me a little bit. Sometimes it's like literally like I'm like a rabid animal and I like can't help myself when I just get to the mirror, to be honest. Tools are gonna have to come out of my bathroom. Sorry, future self, me in like 10 minutes from now. Also, I got a magnifying mirror yesterday. Why the fuck did I do that? So that's leaving. I have like a bunch of stray lamps, like desk lamps. I think I'm not allowed to use. This is a rule I'm making up for myself. And this was something that like I worked on with my therapist in the past. So it's now just like me doing the tools that I need to, you know? No more overhead lighting. No more staring at myself in the mirror. Meaning, if I go to the bathroom, going and literally washing my face, showering, going to the bathroom with the lights off or with like a small little lamp, like as if like I'm holding a fucking a lantern, like going to the loo in ye olden time. That is, I think, the move genuinely for me. And like I really will take all of these into effect because I would like to stop. I would like to stop feeling guilty. I would like to stop being really mean to myself and angry at myself for picking at my skin. And I would like to stop feeling terrible about myself when I do Curology ads and your skin's not that good, girl. Your skin's not that good, girl. Yeah, prescription products, they do work for your skin. You know what doesn't work on your skin? Picking at it. To the point where then prescription products have to work on clearing up the scarring and from the damage that you have caused for your skin. And I know some other people will relate to this about like hair picking, hair pulling. I personally don't struggle with scalp picking. It's not as bad. It's gotten better. I wish I had more solid advice for you, but like skin picking is like the one consistent thing that has been in my life for the past at least 10 years. Shit sucks. I do genuinely want to make more videos about my experience with OCD, just because, like I said, I do feel like it is important to talk about because not a lot of people do. And so if I had maybe watched YouTubers growing up who knew that they had OCD and maybe were open about it or talked about their experiences with it, then maybe I would have sought out a diagnosis sooner. And so I do want to make content about OCD, and if that's actually something that people want to see, then please let me know what exactly, like what topics or certain video ideas, because to me, I'm like, this is my life. I don't think anybody gives a fuck, because unfortunately that is sometimes the perception of myself and my personal life. No one gives a fuck about your experience with OCD, my God. And then other times people are like, yes, please make content about this. It would be super helpful. And so I think I just need that push with some inspiration. I can't really tell what this lighting is like or what my makeup truly looks like, but this is kind of just the routine that I do on a day where I feel like my scarring, it's just kind of worse, and also some blemishes from picking. I feel like I've simplified my skincare routine a decent amount to the point where I spend less time in front of the mirror. I don't try and irritate it, because also sometimes my skin is literally raw, picking at cystic hormonal acne that has not even come to a head. Do you know how difficult that is to do? And then getting something out of it is hard, okay? Thank you so much, Lady Gaga, for making such a great foundation to use during some of the worst of my skin picking. I hope if there's anything that you have gotten from this video is that if you, not a professional, if anything that I said kind of like related to you, just because you've skin picked does not necessarily mean that you have OCD, but it is these repetitive motions or feelings of like, doing this will make me feel just right, and then you can't stop until you kind of like reach that satisfaction, and then you need to do it again and again and again and again and again, which is what I do with my experience. There is also like skin picking that is a form of self-harm. I have kind of like, you know, ruled out with my therapists and my doctors, I don't skin pick with the intention of self-harming or for pain. It is literally because I feel like I have to, and it's a compulsion, versus, you know, some people it is, you know, just like a self-harm aspect. And so when it comes to skin picking, or, you know, like we talked about trichotillomania, dermatillomania, it doesn't have to be necessarily on your face. Some people pick at the skin on their bodies and then they don't even realize that they're doing it. It has started to transform to other parts of my body. I'm really keeping an eye on that because I don't want it to become a bigger problem than it already is. And I'm like, I have my eye on it. If you do feel any of these like repetitive motions or things like this, or something that you struggle with, might be worth it to check in with a psychiatrist and talk about getting tested for OCD. I'm not saying you have OCD, but if it's something that you've been suspecting that you might have, I wish that I had gotten diagnosed a lot sooner. I got diagnosed back in 2021, and I think if I got diagnosed sooner, I would have gotten treatment sooner, and I would have been in a way better, happier place in my life. Sometimes I like look back on my content even from then, and I don't recognize who I was because I was so extremely unwell mentally. I was so depressed. I was so anxious. I had such unmanageable OCD. And then fast forward to where I am now, where I feel like I'm reaching all of my goals in my personal life, in my career. I have a great relationship with everyone around me. Like all these things that I have wanted so badly for my entire life, I feel like they're happening now because of my hard work that I put in with therapy and medication and really taking care of myself. That being said, I am like an example of somebody who shows that treatment for OCD, ERP, it does work, and I stand by it, and that's like why I am so passionate about talking about it so much. But that's not to say that I don't still have, I'm not cured, and I never will be like cured. I'm never not gonna have OCD. That's the thing with OCD, it is chronic. And so I'm not gonna just wake up and not have OCD one day. I cannot pray it away, wish I could, cannot take medication for it to 100% go away. I can only make the symptoms smaller, but there are still aspects of it that I struggle with in my life, and I try and be as open as I can while still having a personal life, because I know that it could help someone out there. There are definitely aspects of my OCD that I do still struggle with, but I know that it's not to the severity that it once was in my life, where it was completely controlling and ruling my life. And skin picking right now just happens to be something that I'm really going through. And if you have any other personal tips to try and like help beat skin picking, whether it's for me or for people in the comments who are also, because I'm sure that if you're watching this video pertaining to skin picking, that you may also struggle with it, please leave your suggestions down in the below. I'm not joking. I literally will take out all the fucking bobby pins from my bathroom and put in a small little lamp in there so that I can't see in the bathroom. And taking out that zoomed in mirror, the magnifying mirror. Don't know why I thought that was a good idea. And I think that's just, I'm on my journey. Whenever I think of on my journey, I think of this meme that my manager sent me once, and it's a little monkey on a bus, or maybe chimpanzee. He's a mammal, and he is on his journey. And that is how I feel about myself. OCD recovery and journey and everything, not linear. But I also don't want it to seem like with my videos and being like, everything's perfect, everything's so great, my life is so awesome, I went to therapy and I'm on meds and now I'm perfect and there's literally no problems. And then you're like, why isn't my medication medicating the way that it's medicating you? And why isn't my therapy therapizing the way that it's therapizing you? No, I still go through things. I just sometimes I'm a little bit better with covering it up with makeup, not posting photos as much, never filter. I don't do that. I'm a firm believer in that. Just being honest about my experience with it. So not to make this 100 times deeper than it needs to be, but simultaneously, OCD can be that deep. It makes me sad a lot of the times. Even when I'm like super happy in a time like this, I am bummed out that I'm like, why can't I be normal and just like go to the bathroom like a normal person without ripping apart my skin? That's another thing that does help me with my skin picking. I think I mentioned that already. Sometimes I'll just do a full face of makeup, especially in the morning, like a full fucking beat to just sit there and like I'm working and I'm like not going anywhere. I'm not leaving like my apartment. I'm just like in my building, but I hang out here because I'm like, well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm not gonna pick at it because I can't see anything and I don't want to fuck up my makeup. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure that you leave me a like because it helps me out so much. Leave a comment, like I said, any advice that you may have for my fellow skin pickers out there. Make sure you subscribe if you want to be nasty, if not disgusting. Also make sure you have your bell notifications on so you know every single time I post, unless you are gross. If you want to follow me on my other social media, Instagram, Twitter, Deep Out, Spotify, it's just at Nicole Rafiee, which I do talk about my OCD and skin picking, especially on my Instagram. And if you want to follow me on my TikTok, it is at Nikki Nasty. I'm gonna go though and literally get rid of every single bobby pin that I own. I'm not even kidding. Bye.